Hey YouTube, what's up? Vinny here for another cap of the week, and this week we're going to take a look at the Minnesota Twins cap. Now the Minnesota Twins have been in Minnesota, Minneapolis, Twin Cities region since 1961 when Calvin Griffith moved the team from Washington to Minnesota. And this cap design was the original design, so it's pretty cool to see a team that's still using the design today. Now we take a look, Minnesota Twins, you have the T and the C, that's Twin Cities. Minneapolis and St. Paul are on opposite sides of the Mississippi River. And you take a look also at the wishbone C, which is pretty cool in that you may have seen this design most familiar with the Cincinnati Reds, but even the Cleveland Indians had used this red wishbone C a while back. So let's get into it. So this team, Minnesota Twins, they wore this cap when they arrived in Minneapolis area in 1961, and they wore it at home until 1975. And they wore this cap also on the road until 1986. From 1976 to 1986, the team actually had a red cap, which I've been trying to find online, but it's a little hard to find the original cap. The cool thing is, in 1987, when the team changed their logo to a script M, that was the first year they won their World Series with Tom Kelly as their manager. I mean, they had a terrible record, but the AL West was terrible that year, so they won it, and they had great home field advantage. And then they also won in 1991, yeah. So they won in 1991 as well. And the team brought back this logo, and I believe they brought it back in 2001. And so it's still worn by the team. So it's great to see a team remember reaching back into its history and, bringing out the past glory. So let's take a look. This is a new era cap. This is circa 1985 to 1987 as seen from the tags. We have a green underbrim here, and we have the sweat liner protection as you may have seen in my past video. And we take a look. Official licensee, Major League Baseball. We have our new era since 1920, DuPont, weatherized, pre-shrunk, perspiration, made in America, and a simple size 7 1/4. And of course, the nice thing about the previous caps is that you don't have any branding on the inside. It's just a cap, and it fits very well. I'm usually a size 7, but sometimes you can't. Beggars can't be choosers when you're trying to find these on eBay. But this cap has a lot of history. Minnesota Twins were a really great team in the 1960s. And if you remember, until 1969, you had to be the best team in the league, not in your division. There were no divisions then. So this team was the best team, at least in 1965, where they took it to the Dodgers. They, hard-fought 7-game series. And unfortunately, Sandy Koufax was just not on their team. But this team had Tony Oliva, the great Hrbek Killebrew, Jim Kaat. You can go on with the great players who came through those times. And also, I believe Minnesota Twins won the AL West, the inaugural AL West in 1969 and in 1970. So they were still a powerhouse. Unfortunately, they just ran into a juggernaut in the Baltimore Orioles. So sometimes it's just bad timing. So think of it as karma for Minnesota in 1987, getting it easy to make it into the playoffs and, going all the way. But it's a really cool design. I find it funny that, new teams today, their designs, simple is the best, Sometimes you don't need a cartoon logo. I mean, although the Orioles is great, sometimes all you need is a simple, unique logo such as this. But it's a great cap. It's great to see the Twins still using this, and now they have a new ballpark the last couple of years. So we'll see if the Twins can make more magic. All right, see you next week.